Another night passes, another night full of dreams that you may be somewhat slightly aware of, and other parts of the dreams are just kind of vague and you pass through. Most of the vagueness, though, is in the trying to remember the dream when you wake up. That's where most of the vagueness happens. Or even if you do remember the dream, in trying to figure out, well, what was this? Where was this situation? Who were these people, these characters in this dream? In the dream, you weren't particularly wondering who they were. You kind of knew who they were, even though they're not people that you know. When you wake up, you realize, wait a second, these aren't people that I know. But in the dream, they kind of are people that you know. So you find yourself wondering, well, who and where was I in that dream? I mean, maybe it wasn't even me that was in that dream. Maybe that dream was me picking up the images and sensations of somebody else in their life. Or maybe it was me in an alternate life of myself. And maybe that's how we all are anyhow. Maybe all people are just simply alternate versions of ourselves. Maybe all people, wherever they are and whatever they're experiencing, are in fact yourself in an alternate universe or an alternate existence, a parallel alternate existence where you were born somewhere else. Maybe we all are all that way. Maybe we are in fact all the same person being born into different circumstances. And maybe during our dreams, these different circumstances get transmitted like cell phone transmissions. Get transmitted from around the world, and we pick up seemingly random transmissions from other people randomly. And each night we go to sleep, we might be picking up transmissions from other different people. Out of the 7 billion people in the world, each night we might be picking up different transmissions. And maybe that could somewhat explain why we have these dreams where we seem to know who the people are, but then when we wake up, we have no clue who these people are, or where we were, or why we were doing these things that we were doing. Maybe we're picking up random transmissions from the brains of other people who may be sleeping, or maybe aren't. Maybe when we're asleep, we pick up transmissions from people who are awake, and maybe this means we tend more often to pick up dreams from people on the other side of the planet, because they're exactly 12 hours opposite from us, and we might be more likely to pick up the transmissions from their waking brains while we're asleep. Transmitters, and who knows that human brains don't work the same way as radios or cell phones, where there's transmitters and there's receivers. And maybe when we go to sleep, we become receivers, and maybe when we're awake, we are transmitters. And maybe other people, when they're asleep, are receiving the transmissions from our brains of when we're awake. Maybe other people are randomly experiencing some of our waking experience while they're asleep in their dreams, and then they wake up from that and think, what the hell? What was that all about? What was that? I don't recognize any of those people or that place. Well, maybe they're picking up images from my life while I'm awake, or your life when you're awake. And maybe they're the same people that we're picking up images from when we're asleep, or maybe they're not. And I don't even remember what I started talking about in this recording. That's how vague my memory is, that even 4 minutes after I start talking, I don't remember even what I started talking about 4 minutes ago. So I'm going to stop.